Ladies,
Pop your like this. Don't stop, don't miss.
if you hear this from your man, run. Because the chances are high that this cheapskate or slash freeloader is just here for his own benefit.
Okay, well, it's good to avoid like cheapskates or like freeloaders. So she's got poignant advice to help you guys get away from that, then I'm all for it.
So in today's video, I'm going to give you some things that you can tell these men when they come with these cheap cliches. Let's start with number 1.
I love independent women.
Oh, you know what I love? I love strong, masculine men. I love men who look after their women and treat their woman like a goddess. There is nothing more attractive than when a man steps into his masculinity and really looks after his woman like a true gentleman. Ah, that's what I love.
When we want independent women, it doesn't mean that you're not gonna take care of her. That's not what it means. It means that we don't want someone that's clingy. I think that's what I get.
I've never heard I love independent women as being seen as a bad thing.
No, I never.
I love dependent women. I love women who rely.
It's like, it makes no sense. It's like, you t'as rien compris. You didn't understand it. You took something that was said, you flip it some kind of way. It's like, I was trying to make pancakes right here, all right, my guy? I was making pancakes with the syrup and everything, all right? I was trying to do my thing here. Somehow, some way, you yank the plate out of my hands and make an omelet with the bitch. How?
I want to be with a woman who doesn't depend on me.
Well, that I believe is a responsibility to both the man and the woman to make sure that that doesn't happen in the relationship.
You just clowned him earlier for saying he wants an independent woman, but then you're saying we both have responsibility to not be dependent on the other. Listen, I don't want to be mad at you, so I'm not even going to try to mock you, but it's just hard for me to take you seriously when you contradict yourself in the very same video. Which one is it? Is he a goofball for wanting independent women, or should we depend on each other? Don't know. It is what it is.
From the man's side, he has to truly offer her an allowance so that she contains her independence. She doesn't have to ask him for money every time she wants something.
So do you want her to be independent or you don't? Oh, wow.
Do you guys understand to what degree we like you guys? To sit through some of the nonsense?
Oh, this is hard, bruv.
My ex-girlfriend only used me for my money.
Well, then you know how it feels for us women when men only use us for sex without committing to us and without ever taking full responsibility by providing for us like a true gentleman would do. Well, this is how we women feel used.
How does that, you're going to be like, yeah, well, that's how you feel when you're going to sound bitter. You know, the guy's like, yeah, all my exes, they use me for my money. Says a lot about the people that you date because the common denominator is you. And then you're going to reply with, yeah, well, that's how you feel when you sleep with a lady without committing. Yeah. Okay. Like the correlation. Remember when you was at school and it was on a page, there was a bunch of items, and on another page, there was another bunch of items, and you had to draw a trace to see what item goes together? Well, what he proposed and what you propose don't go together. It don't. But anyways, I digress.
If I pay for today's date, will you pay the next?
What? Oh, if I have to pay for a date, there won't be a next.
I said everything. I don't have anything to say about this. Wow.
Today's episode is sponsored by Blue Chew. Blue Chew gives you the first chewable with the same FDA-approved active ingredients as Viagra or Cialis. It's prescribed online by licensed physicians, so you don't have to go to the doctor and wait in line. And it's even cheaper than a pharmacy. And they prepare it and ship it right to you in a discreet package, so you don't got to worry about nobody coming through like, ooh, what's that? And you don't even have to leave your house, which during these times, let's be honest. So right now we got a special promo go on. Visit BlueChew.com and use promo code ABBA and get your first shipment free. Don't make any mistakes. Make the right decision. You want to enhance your lives? You don't want to be like some of these couples that you're watching in this video? Then get on Blue Chew. Spice it up. You don't need to do any pee play. You don't need to be doing any water squirting, water sports, none of that. Blue Chew. It's blue like water, but it's blue in a good way.
If you want equality, why should men be paying 100% of the time?
We want equal rights, but that doesn't mean that we are equals.
Get the f out of here. Get out. We're done. We're good. We're done. I can't watch them. You really want equality when it fits your... Ooh, I'm done. Moi, j'ai fini, mon gars. Moi, j'ai fini ça, là. Matter. Let's take Black Lives Matter, okay? Let's take My Life Matter. I don't know, because I don't forget. Anyways. While he meditates, I'm explaining it, and I'm gonna break it down to you. You're all for movement. Yeah, he's not gonna speak on this one ever, because he's already done. But I'm here. He checked out. When she said, ladies, he checked out. I'm still here. Focus. All right. I got you? Yeah. When you have a movement, any movement, it doesn't matter. Let's take My Life Matter. And at first, they're good. You know, they're really good. And you have these people, these extremists that are really against your movement. And you're like, no, it's not like that. It's not like that. And there's some people in your movement that are being total turds. And it just gives more power to these extremists and be like, see, I'm right because of that person right there. There, that's what it is. All the people that you don't like, all the people that are extremists, like that are anti-woman, anti-this, and they look at this broad and they're like, that's the reason I'm like that. You know what I mean? Bro, you're not even religious. Don't even...
Hey, man, I need somebody.
You try to use everybody.
You know, I had to go in my head and remember that chant. You go,
Nam yo renge kyo.
I had to remember that.
Nam yo renge kyo.
Just,
Nam yo renge kyo.
real talk? That shit works.
It does.
It really helped me. Because you're expelling energy.
You're just leaving it out there.
Yeah, I know.
I get it.
It's,
Are you
it
ready?
works.
Because there's going to be more.
I know.
Are you ready?
But I feel like
You're good now?
I've
Evolved.
I've steeled my mind.
I don't think so.
Yeah, Iron Fist.
Iron Mind.
That's it.
Good luck.
You know, you need those.
There's a lot more left in the video.
Whoever's dating her is definitely going to need it.
We are not biologically equal. Men and women are built differently. So let's not pretend that we are equals, because that's just a manipulation men use and society use for the man's benefit. Women have far more disadvantages financially in society, but also biologically. This is why we need to stop talking about being equals and instead focus on what's fair.
You know, I guess you could quote all the ideas about like the fact that women are graduating from university more. Women are starting out and owning their partners. When you account for the fact that women are single and don't have any kids and all that, they are often out earning the men in their same workplaces. So, you know, I get what she's trying to say, and it may have been true for a long time, but it's no longer true in at least our parts of the world. And before anyone yells at me and go, why would you pick the it's not obscure. This channel is very popular. I think School of Affluence is what it's called. And, you know, she's got 815,000 subscribers. So I didn't...
That's substantial.
You know, that's a lot.
That's substantial.
Yeah. So, you know, good for her. And yeah.
So you want me to pay you a salary for being with me, eh?
This is not a job. This is not a salary. This is a very skewed way of looking at it. It's like as if you are literally passively aggressively calling a woman to be a prostitute. Only very defensive men would say such a thing.
Hold on. What's the difference between the allowance and the...
You're asking for an allowance. You're asking for an allowance, boo-boo. Now, first and foremost, let's backtrack. Let's backtrack this, all right? Let's backtrack this. I don't think there's really inherently something wrong with being a prostitute. Now, you ask for an allowance. I mean, that's payment. I'm paying.
I mean, there's something that you have to do in return, right?
What do you bring to the table?
Are you seriously asking me this?
You didn't even. you. You didn't even. Who do you think you are? Wow. I'm gonna have to nom your and get you myself because that's.
I gotta steal mine. She can't get to me. She can't trigger me.
Wow.
I got this. I don't
Listen,
even,
if you're
listen, guys. You guys already know. I don't need to say nothing. I don't need to add nothing to this. Y'all already know. I know y'all watch this. You get it.
It's like you're only with me because of the money.
Well, do you know, as women, we have to constantly wonder and worry about, is he with me because of the sex, or because of the looks, or because I cook so well, or clean so well, or does his dirty laundry? I don't know.
You're acting entitled.
You know that men act entitled on a daily basis, and it's fully normal. They act entitled when every day they are in bed, humping your leg, wanting from you, wanting this from you, and they don't feel shy when they want you to cook something, to clean something, to run an errand, to look after the kids, to do this, to do that. Now that's okay, but as soon as a woman is asking for this one thing, then we are these entitled gold diggers. Do you see the unfairness? Now ladies, not all men are of course like this. There are good men and there are bad men. But in this video, I'm targeting specifically the cheapskates. And truly, some of the things that I've mentioned today, they really do use that as part of their manipulation strategy.
So basically, ladies, if you don't want a freeloader, be a freeloader yourself. Voila. That's the video. That's it. What we're saying right now is just according to her, not women, not just, it's her. Her. A lot of the girls I know, they be looking at her and they be like, ugh, shake my head. That ain't it. That ain't it. But I guess they're not talking to them.
I think at the end of the day, the idea of wanting someone in a more comfortable life, I'm not mad at that. I think it's quite normal to want that, and a lot of people do want that. Just the way she went about it was really weird, and then the things that she trashed. And I feel like her argument was like, it wasn't like, this is why it should be this way. It was more like, well, they get away with it, so I should get away with it. You know what I'm saying? When they were saying like, oh, women are entitled. Well, men are entitled too. It's like, you didn't disprove the fact that you're entitled in some ways.
It's like if I go to court.
Yeah.
And I go to court and be like, yeah, so you stole the property. Yeah, but
Yeah.
they steal.
Yeah.
End up in jail.
Yeah, so I think the main thing would be like, it would have been more helpful, I think, to just provide reasons for why this may be conducive and why this is a good thing, rather than just being like, oh, this. And I think oftentimes also people just rely on biology all the time to explain every phenomenon social, as if a lot of our social norms haven't changed over time in that regards. This whole thing about like, well, women have this role and that has this role because it's been like this. Well, you know, at the same time, I'm not, you know, hitting you over the head with a club and dragging you into a cave. You know what I'm saying? Like, things can change and evolve, and there can be some nuance to this discussion.
For those of you in 2020 in 2021 for watching our videos in 2020 wanted to learn French, this is the perfect occasion for you to be able to learn French. This is the learning French part of the video. The sentence that we're learning today is you said nothing, and in French is t'as rien dit. You think you said something. Tu penses t'as dit quelque chose, but you said nothing. Mais t'as rien dit.
And I think it's just important to know we don't live in the same world we used to.
No.
We don't live in the world where women make substantially less than every... Like in some countries, that's still reality.
Yeah.
But in terms of a lot of developed countries, like, women are killing it. And I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, definitely.
They're graduating more.
Definitely.
They're more educated. They're doing better after school. So considering all these things, to hold such old school views, that's still the world we live in.
It's not...
It's like you want your cake and you want to eat it too.
Yeah.
You want to use past stuff to be like, oh my God.
You want to use
the
sex...
data says you're eating.
Yeah.
You know, in fact, a lot of women who make lots of money say that's an issue that they have. That almost all their prospects are dudes who are substantially younger.
Yeah.
So I'm like, there seems to be a bit of a hypocrisy.
Absolutely, definitely. And you want to use sexism when it, like, you want to pick, you want to cherry pick, you want to pick and choose whatever you want. When it pleases you, I'm going to choose to be a sexist. Oh, but now I'm going to use sexism against that because I don't like that part. It's like, yo, what are you doing? What are you doing? Just fine, it's okay, but ugh, come on now. T'as rien dit. tu penses?
Yo quiero mi morena, tan rico que se ve mi morena. Mira como mueve, fascina mi morena. Mira como goza, fascina mi morena. Mira como toma, yo quiero mi morena, tan rico que se